Okay, we are on the air with Creating Calm with the Mad Hatter. And this is your host, Ann White, the founder of Creating Calm. And I'm going to turn my camera on and see if you can guess what I'm doing. All right? Because this is the topic for today's show. So picture me outside, and this is what I look like outside. So I've got my headsets on, listening to music, have my hat on, maybe dark glasses, and I'm talking on the phone. But picture me outside and guess what I'm doing? I am walking my dog. How many people have you seen walking their dog when they're talking on the telephone, listening to their music, and they got this dog over here that they don't pay any attention to? So today I'm going to talk to you about walking the dog with, of course, hats. Get our hat on or get our hat off. We'll do it off now that we've seen walking the dog hat. And you can hear the motorcycle, so you can even pretend that I'm outside walking the dog. It was funny because I came through where my 3 dogs are resting with my hat on, and they all perked up to think, hey, is she going to be taking this for a walk? But I thought, I don't walk them like that. I'd like you to meet my 3 dogs, but they're sleeping. I don't know if Simmy will come. Simmy, you want to come here? Come here, because you're the best one. Come on up. Come on up. This is Simmy. This is Simmentoff. Right, because tell him you're the best one. Yeah, and Simmentoff is part pit bull and part black nose cur, black face cur, black mouth cur, and she is 100% love. Okay, you can go back to sleep now. Thank you. So that's Simmentoff. I have another dog named Mazel Tov. This is Mazel Tov, and Mazel Tov means good luck, and Simmentoff means good omen. These are both 2-year-old rescue girls. And then I have an old broad named Lexi. Lexi's 12 years old. So these are the 3 dogs that I take for walks. Now, what I would like to share with you about, this is just a motorcycle day in my St. Pete neighborhood. What I'd like to share with you is the things that we can learn from walking the dog. Because they teach us. Dogs teach us so much. Actually, you don't even have to be walking them to learn. Like, for example, Simmy just said, hey, this is a good time for a kiss. I'll just have a kiss right now. And you see, the dogs teach us that it's okay to kiss and nuzzle and just love each other anytime somebody needs a kiss or a nuzzle or a love. But let's go on that walk. Suppose we are not listening to our music. Suppose we are not talking on our phone. It's just you and your dog. Now, dogs stop and they smell everything. They will smell a blade of grass for what seems like to humans forever. And yet, know what they're doing. They have this blade of grass and they are getting all of the information. Who was there last? What were they doing? What did they have for breakfast? There's a whole bunch of information that they are getting from taking time to smell the flowers. What if, when you are with your dog and your dog is getting their information from that blade of grass or that fire hydrant or that branch that's on the road, what if you were to look around and use your senses to get information? What does the weather smell like today? Is it mossy? Is it damp from rain? Does it smell fresh? Is there a flower blooming somewhere? What are the smells around you? What does the wind feel like to you? What do you see? The clouds, the trees? Can you find any birds when you're looking around? Or busy little ants doing their chores, their busyness? So use your dog's time as they take time to look at the world around them, the part of them that really absorbs the world, to look at the world around you and absorb the world around you. and you use more senses than your dog. Most dogs are very, very olfactory driven, but you can look and feel and smell and hear. What a beautiful retreat that is for that time. One of our hosts on the Creating Calm Network, Carol Woodliff, she's on Soulful Sunday Experience, when she takes her dog Sadie out for a walk, during Sadie's time of sniffing every blade of grass, Carol takes beautiful pictures of things that she sees and then shares them with us. So oftentimes she's known as, oh, that's the tree lady on Facebook who always posts a picture of a tree, but oftentimes it's a flower or a bug or something like that. So pets teach us, if we pay attention when we walk, to be aware of everything around us. You know, when I take my dogs for a walk, I take them for the kind of walk they need. Have you ever seen a person dragging their dog, come on, hurry up, come on, dragging down the street? They're not taking their dog for a walk. They're dragging that's not the dog's experience. Be more dog. And let your dog set the pace. You're still the alpha, so I don't like to see people drag down the street by their dog either, because that means that the dog is the boss. But a dog gets enjoyment from observing and they're smelling and just being in the moment. Be in the moment with them. And that's the next lesson, is be in the moment. That's where dogs live. They live right in the now. Life unfolds in the now, and that is one of the biggest lessons dogs can teach us. We don't fret about the past. We don't worry about the future. We let life unfold right in the now. So, thank you to our four-legged fur friends for teaching us the value of the now. Have you ever seen a dog listen? My dogs, all dogs, but I watch mine, listen with every fiber of their body. When they are listening, even their hair seems to listen. They are alert and listening. And, God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth. That should have been a clue that when we listen, we need to listen more than we talk. However, so often we are kind of listening and thinking, okay, when they finish that story, I'm going to tell them this, or I'm even going to interrupt them and tell them this. We are not good listeners. So another lesson we can learn from our dogs is the fine art of active listening. As a chaplain, trauma chaplain, it's one of the things that's a very important skill, is to learn active listening, to be fully present and to bring in the message that the person's trying to tell you. And if you talk, you could be saying, did I hear you tell me this? Is this what you're trying to tell me? And keep bringing their message back so that they can share it in a way that it needs to be heard. That's a beautiful gift we can give to anyone, is to actively listen. And we can learn it from our dogs. And if you ever talk to your dog, they're listening to you, they're actively listening, and they're turning their little heads every way to make sure they get the meaning. Did you really say treat? I thought I heard you say that. Or did you say walk? I think I heard you say car. Changing the subject a little bit, but hey, they listen. They truly listen. A dog can always play. Even an old dog plays. Lexi, my old dog, where's my picture of Lexi? Here she is. Here's my old girl, Lexi. She used to be so smart. She could make up games. If you had a game of hide, she could remember it from days to day. She's slipping. As we, us old babes, we get a little older, but she still loves to play. And in the first thing in the morning, she runs and gets a toy, and, we play about 5 seconds, but we still play. And for us as adults, think about it. When was the last time you played? That's one of the reasons I wear silly hats on this show, is to say, hey, let's not take ourselves so seriously. Let's play. And if you have hats, put them on. I remember when I was younger, I used to do this, and if there were more stores like it, I probably still would. But did you ever go to the hat section of a store with your girlfriend and just try on a million different hats, and you laugh? And it was, if you do it by yourself, they might come and take you away. But still play. dance. Dance around your house. Raise your hand if you've ever danced with your dog. A conga line is fun. If you only have one dog, I'm sorry, you can kind of just do a little shimmy with your dog. They love to dance and play. With 3, I can get a good conga line going. So if you don't have a dog, maybe you should rescue one. But because cats, I don't think dance. Maybe they do. But even for yourself, suppose you're not going to have a pet. Doesn't mean you can't sing and belt out songs when you're driving to work or in the shower, or just think of ways to play. It really does change your energy. And if all else fails, do the famous wet dog wiggle, or you just shake everywhere. You've probably all seen a wet dog. I should have put the wet dog wiggle picture up, but I didn't, so it's okay. Just imagine. Do a wet dog wiggle. It shakes your whole energy. Do the Macarena. I don't care. Just have some, wag your tail. Have some fun, because it does shift your energy and you'll be in a better mood. And if anybody sees you, you'll give them a laugh too. So play. Unconditional love is another gift from our dogs. My dogs are rescues. 2 of them, especially Simi, has been beaten very badly. So in a sense, she remembers if you make a sudden movement, she'll flinch, or if you get something that looks scary, if you're carrying a broom, she'll run and hide. That being said, she is still open to loving us unconditionally. And unconditional love for a dog too is again tied into living within the moment, because in that moment, everything is pure love. So learn that lesson of unconditional love, that it's okay just to snuggle up and love and forgive and just be in that moment of loving. It's one of the greatest gifts that we can give somebody, is to love them unconditionally. It's part of forgiving. Sometimes we need to forgive a person in order to love them unconditionally. But think of the benefit to you and to them by doing that. When you're walking with their dogs, I happen to know that motorcycle person who's outside. I think I'm going to go strangle them as soon as the show's over. Then I'm going to forgive him, and then I'm going to unconditionally love him, because he really is one of the most loving persons I know. But it's making a little noise today during Creating Calm with the Mad Hatter. But you know what? That's part of the world we live in. And hearing noise, I'm off track here. I'm bringing her back in a minute. But not everything is beautiful in the world. Really, Pollyanna, you've come to realize that. Yes, I have. So when I hear things that are annoying, like my friend or with his motorcycle, he's not just riding by, he's across the street with his motorcycle, or somebody maybe could be mowing a lawn at a different time, that helps us to appreciate the sound perhaps of birds in the morning doves, the sound of a child's laugh, the sound of a dog at play. Because if we didn't have the things that annoy us, we would not have the great pleasure in silence, or in a child's play, or in a bird, or things like that. It's the same with sadness. If we never had a broken heart, we wouldn't appreciate the beauty of love. If we didn't have death, we wouldn't appreciate the value of life. Okay, so that's it. I'm getting off my soapbox. That's my sermon for today. But I want to talk to you more about dogs. So I'm getting back to the dogs. One of the things they do that's really cool, and you don't have to do it on stinky stuff. I think they do it mostly on stinky stuff, but not always, is they get on grass and they roll. Ooh, and they shimmy. That's got to feel really great. Now, sometimes I do that just because I do it because of earthing. Earthing is when we get that earth energy. I talked about that in one of the previous shows. So earthing is when you can lay flat on the earth and bring in that beautiful energy. But if you're laying flat on the earth, Jonathan, I am going to strangle you. I'm telling you, Jonathan, that's his name. And then I'll forgive you and love you unconditionally. But go out and just try that dog thing where you're earthing and you're just rolling in, but make sure it's not on a dead fish, because that takes a little bit out. They also cover their own mess. And one of the things, if you ever seen them go potty, and then this is the part I hate, because you think, okay, who's in charge here? I'm the one carrying the poop. They're the one, so I'm like their servant, you know. And what I hate, and this is mostly what Lexi does, here's Lexi, just so you know who I'm talking about. When she goes potty, even if it's number one, she's covering it all up. Well, I'm the one, if it's number two, who's got to go pick it up and get all the crap in your face. But covering their own mess is an important thing. They do it for atavistic reasons, so other dogs won't know that they were there, but I think we can learn that in life, to cover our own mess. So that's what I learned from dogs. Take in the whole world, take in everything around, love unconditionally, make sure you play, cover your own mess. They also teach us that it's time to, every now and then, snooze out, or just be cute as you can be. How's that? I love this guy. And what if we were to just live like someone left the gate open? Look at the joy. Just live like someone left the gate open. So many things that we can learn from dogs. And if I want to get my soapbox up one more time, remember to spay, neuter, don't encourage breeding. We're against puppy farms for the terrible way they treat dogs. Always rescue until everyone, or cats, until everyone has a home. Let's rescue. These are just great, great loving beings, and that's the best we can do for them. So this has been Creating Calm with the Mad Hatter and my neighbor Jonathan and his motorcycle. Anyway, we're going to switch the date. We've been on Mondays. I know this won't disappoint a lot of you because very few of you listen live. I know you catch the show later, so I'm probably going to make it Tuesdays, because on Mondays I am live with Kimberly Burnham on radio, Monday Morning Coffee on the air with Kimberly Burnham and Ann White, where we talk about just about anything. We've talked about GMOs, we've talked, it sounds like the farm show, but we're going to switch. We've talked about bees. This coming Monday on Labor Day, we're going to talk about work. Does anybody remember Maynard G. Krebs and work? If not, you just think I'm nuts, so, which I am. But we're going to talk about the value of work and what would be your perfect job. So if you can call in and talk to us, we'd really like that. But we can talk about anything you want to talk about, because both of us are research geeks and kind of nutty like that. So you pick a topic, we'll talk about it. And also on Monday, we're going to start a book club of, in a way, they're Jewish books. In a way, it's going to open up the topic to spirit. The first one we're going to do is Jew and Lotus. So that's going to be on Mondays too. So I think I better move the Mad Hatter to, let's say, Tuesdays. Y'all, you'll know. And you know how you're going to know? While you're on the webpage, www.creatingcalmwithinchaos.com. If you go to that webpage, you're going to see that I do weddings and I sell books, but that's not the one I want you to go to. So let's do this again, because we can have fun. It's okay to make a mistake. You know, I'm from the human race. www.creatingcalmnetwork. That's where you're going to sign up for the program guide. And on that program guide, you will be amazed at our programs. And that's where you're going to find out when we're going to do the Mad Hatter. This is my Life is Good hat, one of them. So I urge you to sign up for the program guide. I'm the one who creates it right now. I try to do a really good job. I put nifty photos in, trying to make it kind of fun and colorful. And the worst that could happen is you can get it and say, I don't like it. Then unsubscribe. Big deal, unsubscribe. I won't track you down and send you a hate mail. So go ahead and subscribe. Just make my day and sign up for the program guide, because we do some really nifty stuff. We are a growing network, all sorts of cool shows. We're going to be getting an astrologer. That's kind of cool. And a dream interpretator, a dream specialist. I think that's what she calls herself. Then I don't have to worry with how to say interpretator. It's all good. I'm rambling. I'm going to just say goodbye to you and wish you a beautiful day, no matter when you listen to this. I hope you have a dog or two or three. Take them out for walks and let them teach you how to be a better human. Let them be your co-pilot. Shalom. Goodbye for now.